This is a difficult story to write because it's not just a headline. It's complicated, messy, and it's left a lot of us feeling conflicted. When you hear the name David Walliams, what do you picture? Is it the outrageously funny judge on Britain's Got Talent, the one who had that brilliant, cheeky chemistry with Simon Cowell? Is it the wildly successful children's author, the modern-day Roald Dahl who got millions of kids to love reading? Is it the man who swam the English Channel for charity, a genuine national treasure? For over a decade, David Walliams was one of the most beloved figures in the UK. He was the nation's funny, eccentric, slightly camp uncle. He was safe. And then, it all came crashing down. Today, the shocking update isn't a new scandal. It's the devastating, profoundly human cost of the last scandal. David Walliams has shared heartbreaking news about the true toll of his fall from grace, and it's a powerful, sobering look behind the curtain of celebrity. If you're just catching up, let's set the stage, because the heartbreak only makes sense if you understand the shock. The shock, when the laughter stopped. The story really begins in 2022, but the seeds were planted in 2020. Leaked audio from a Britain's Got Talent recording session hit the press. On it, Walliams was heard making deeply offensive, derogatory, and sexually explicit comments about contestants after they had left the stage. To say the comments were bad is an understatement. They were cruel. They were laced with a kind of sneering superiority that felt like a total betrayal of the warm, supportive persona he showed on camera. He was the judge who championed the underdog, the eccentric, the different. The audio revealed a different man. The public backlash was instant and brutal. Walliams apologized, of course. He said he was speaking in a private, unguarded way. But the damage was done. The magic was gone. The trust was broken. He was quickly axed, or stepped down, depending on which PR statement you read, from the show he had dominated for 10 years. For many, that was the end of the story. Man gets too big for his boots, says awful things, faces consequences. It's the classic cancel culture narrative, or as many would call it, accountability. But that's where the news story begins. That's where the heartbreaking part comes in. The heartbreaking update, the suit and the suffering, we all moved on. But David Walliams couldn't. The shocking update today comes from the last place you'd expect, High Court legal papers. Walliams is currently engaged in a bitter, high-stakes lawsuit with Fremantle, the production company behind Britain's Got Talent. At first, this just looked like a contractual dispute, a celebrity squabbling over money and privacy. He's suing them for the data breach, the leak. They're countersuing him, claiming he breached the contract with his toxic comments. It all felt very Hollywood, very legal, very cold. Until now. In documents filed with the High Court, Walliams has laid bare the true cost of that leak. The heartbreaking news he has shared is that the fallout from the scandal, the public humiliation, the loss of his job, the brand destruction, led him to a severe mental health crisis. He has shared that in the weeks and months after the story broke, he was plunged into a deep depression and experienced active suicidal thoughts. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't an "I'm sad" celebrity tweet. This is a formal, legal declaration of profound, dangerous mental anguish. According to his legal team, Walliams has been in intensive therapy, struggling to cope with the catastrophic impact on his life. The man who built an empire on laughter and joy has admitted, in the most serious terms possible, that he lost the will to live. The complicated, messy, human part. And this is why this whole thing is so heartbreaking. It's so messy. It forces us to hold two completely contradictory thoughts in our heads at the same time, and our brains hate that. Thought 1. The comments he made were vile. They were misogynistic and disrespectful. In a professional environment, or any environment, really, they were unacceptable. The person who recorded him and leaked it may have felt they were exposing a toxic workplace or a deep hypocrisy. Thought 2. No person, regardless of their mistakes, deserves to be driven to the point of suicide. The public shaming ritual, the relentless pile-on, the digital stocks, they have a real human cost. And that cost is, in this case, a man's life nearly ending. Where does that leave us? It's an emotional minefield. It's so easy to be righteous. He deserved it. Some will shout, he's a bully. It's also easy to be overly sympathetic. He's a victim. Others will cry, it was just banter. Cancel culture has gone too far. The truth, as it almost always is somewhere in the agonizing middle. You can be angry at Walliams for his actions and still feel a deep, painful empathy for his suffering. You can believe he should have faced consequences and also believe that the consequence should never be a mental health crisis so severe that he no longer wants to be here. The heartbreaking update isn't just that David Walliams has been suicidal. The heartbreaking update is that we, as a society, have become very, very good at destroying people, but we are still terrible at fixing them. We love the fall from grace. We watch with popcorn as the mighty tumble. We click the links, we share the outrage, we type the angry comment. And then we move on to the next one, forgetting that the person left behind in the rubble is still a person. A person who, like in this case, is fighting for their life in a way we can't see. This news doesn't wash away his words. It doesn't make the 2020 audio okay. It doesn't mean he should be uncancelled and put back on TV tomorrow. What it does do is recenter the humanity in the story. It's a shocking, painful reminder that the digital world has real-world consequences. The person we see on TV is not a character. They are a complex, flawed, and often fragile human being. David Walliams, the national treasure, is gone. In his place is David Walliams, the man. A man who made millions laugh and a man who said terrible things. A man who flew too close to the sun and a man who is now sharing the story of his agonizing crash. Whatever you thought of him before, this update changes the conversation. It's no longer just a celebrity scandal. It's a tragedy. And that, in every sense of the word, is heartbreaking.